Hi everyone, welcome to another telecast in Excel. My name is Nono, and first I want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed to my channel. Thank you for the feedback, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I make a video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how we can consolidate worksheets by summing them, okay? Now, say for example, you have like a monthly report you do, okay? And that's why I call this media summary report, because it's from January to June. And you have reports, okay? I know that your report might be more complex than this, okay, but this is just simple to show you how you can do this very simply, okay? And then in my own simple report, I have salesperson, and then I have products that we sell: watches, cameras, TVs, okay? And I have this from January to June, okay? Now it's pretty much the same thing within the same range, B2 to F8, okay? Now, say for example, I wanted to know what was Junior's sales for watches and cameras and TVs. How do I do that? Okay, say for watches. Okay, so I'll do equals to, for January now, I'll do equals to, I'll select January, right, which is the month I want, and then I click on this for watches. Okay, and I press enter. Okay, now notice this convention. Okay, when we're referencing a sheet, okay, Excel puts the name of the sheet, puts an exclamation mark, and then the cell reference. Okay, now it does this and doesn't put it in quotation marks, like single quotation marks, because there is no space. Okay, let me duplicate the sheet and change the name to something like July sales. Okay, now notice now that there's space between July and sales. Okay, so imagine if I were gonna reference that. Okay, I do equals to, I click on July sales, I click on C3. Now notice already, okay, that there is a single quotation mark, and that's simply because of the space. Okay, let me delete, right, and let me change this to July. Okay, no space now, and I'll do the same reference. Okay, click on July and then click on this. Okay, already you can see that there's no single quotation mark, so it's just July. And so that's the difference. Usually if you have spaces in the name of your worksheets, then you would have to put the single quotation mark. Okay, all right, so I can take away this worksheet, yeah, for now. Okay, now what I want to do is to summarize what Junior sold for watches, Alice, everything, okay, from January to June, okay, here in this particular table range. Okay, now if I wanted to do, for example, January to March, how do I do that for Junior for watches? Okay, I can use the sum function. Okay, I'm trying to sum, and I do January. Now notice I can put January, like I said, because I don't have any spaces. Okay, I put a colon, okay, to tell Excel that, okay, give me all of these 3 months, but give me the sum for just this cell, which is C3. So you can write it in this way, and then once I push enter, it gives me the sum. Okay, so we're going to use that to populate all of this. So I can just come here, because I want my media report for all the months from January to June. So I just do equals to sum, and I do Jan colon, I do June, and I put the exclamation mark. Okay, so Excel knows that I want for sheets January to June. Now what is the cell reference I want? C3. Okay, because like I said, they're all identical, they're all in the same cell across all the sheets, so I can do it this way for the different months, and I press enter. Now this 2283 is actually summing this and this, and you know, across all the months to June. Okay, so I can drag this down, right, and I can drag this to the right rather, and then I can drag this down, so I have all of this consolidated here. Okay, and so this is like a summary. Now I didn't need to do all the dragging. Okay, so we have to act like pros. Okay, so now what I needed to do was just select this entire range or array, and then do equals to sum, right? And then I write Jan colon June, and I put the exclamation mark, and then I write C3 and close parenthesis. Now, instead of hitting enter, I will hit control enter, and that does it. Okay, now in the next method, I'm going to be showing you how we can use a wildcard. For some of you might be wondering what's a wildcard and all. Okay, I mean, a wildcard in this case is an asterisk. Okay, you can use a question mark wildcard. It's just like a placeholder representing any character. Okay, now I'll explain. Say for example I wanted junior sales for January and June only. Okay, now for watches, one way I could do that is to do equals to January, click on this, and then plus I click on June and click on this and then enter. Okay, but that's a rather inefficient way to do it. I can use a wildcard to do this. So I can just do equals to sum. Okay, and I put my single quotation mark, and what's common between January and June? J, right? Capital J. So I just put capital J, and then I put an asterisk. Okay, and asterisk means give me any worksheet that begins with J, and whatever name but begins with J. Okay, and then put the other quotation mark, and then put my exclamation mark, and then write C3. Okay, so we're doing the same thing but in a different way. Okay, now you can see that we got the same thing, and you can see it's giving us the same thing. Okay, now that's how wildcards work. Okay, so now we can do the same thing for March and May. Okay, so I can do sum M star, and yeah, and do C3. Okay, so what you're telling Excel is give me everything that starts from M, and yeah, and I do enter. Okay, I can do it in the reverse way. I can say, okay, January and June, they both have N, you know, at the end. Okay, which is similar to both of them. Okay, or common to both of them. So I can do, instead of put J, I can just do put the single quotation mark, put the asterisk, and then put N, because they both end with N. So give me sheets that end with N, and then C3. Okay, so this works the same way. Okay, this works the same way. All right, I can do it for March and April, but you get the point, right? Now, for us to use a wildcard here, and we want everything, we're not going to put any restrictions. We're just going to put the asterisk character so that we have everything from January to June. So we're going to write it this way, and notice I'm not putting any because I want everything from January to June selected. Okay, and I put the exclamation mark and C3, and I close parentheses, and then we have it. So we can drag this way and drag, you know, alternatively we can, since we have the range selected, we can just write it again, and yep, put the exclamation mark, put C3, close parentheses. Instead of hitting enter, we hit control enter. So this is the second method. Now the third method is consolidate. So Excel has a consolidate tool under the data ribbon. Okay, and this is where it is. Now the consolidates can actually handle scenarios that are more complex than this, and I'll explain. Now you know that all of our tables were literally the same. Okay, but what if I added another row here, say Gladys? Okay, Gladys. Okay, and then I did 200, 400, 3 or 890. Okay, and then I came to June, and I added 2 names this time. Okay, James and John. James, John. Okay, and I did 400, 380, 900. Okay, and I did 450, okay, 560 and 879, something like this, right? Okay, so you can see that I've added extra records or rows. Okay, so they're not all the same, but the consolidate can handle that. So what you need to do is to click on consolidate. Now the default is sum. Okay, I already used it, so it saves the record. So let me just quickly delete all of it. So yeah, okay, very quickly. Yeah, all right, cool. The default is sum, but you can count, you can find the average, you can find the max, you can find the mean, but we're consolidating by summing. Okay, now for this reference, we'll use it to select the sheets we want to consolidate. So we'll click on this first and select January. Okay, we're going to click on select everything. We'll press enter and then we click on add. Okay, we go to the next sheet, February. Okay, now you can see it's selected an extra because of the extra column, so we click on this again and select this. Okay, and then we press add. Okay, now since all the ranges are the same until we get to June where we added 2 records, okay, I'm just going to speed this up again till I get to June. Okay, so I'll just click on add. That's for March, and this is for April, so I'll click on add, and this is for May, and I'll click on add. Now for June I can't do this because the range is slightly different, so I'll click here, go to June, and then select everything. All right, because we added 2, and then click on enter. Okay, and then click on add. All right, cool. Now it's going to ask us, do you have labels in your top row? Yes, we have labels. Okay, this, so we check this. Now it's going to ask us, do you have labels in the left column? Yes, we do. Here, the salesperson's name. So we're going to check this too, and we can ignore this, and then we'll click on OK. Now, can you see how this works? Now, despite the fact that we added new records, Gladys, James, John, it summarizes everything by sum. So this is how to use Consolidate too. Okay, thank you for watching this video.